Oh, okay. Alrighty. Today's actually a really cool video for the day. You've seen the title, you've seen the thumbnail. Yes, this is another plant video. Leave me alone. I'm dealing with some stuff that's potentially going to storage. And you know what? I actually like this video. So feel free to like this as well. Helps me out. But yeah, so today's video is the tiny plants set for the botanical line. You can see them over here already, so you already know, but that and you saw the thumbnail. Hopefully I did a good job with that. Now these ones are actually really cool. Give me a moment. So we got 3 different types of plants. They're separated into 3 sections, right? So we've got tropical plants. No. Yes. We've got arid plants. And then we have carnivorous plants. All 3 are interesting. All 3 are cool. I actually like this set a lot. I like this better than the last one that I did. Like the one with the succulents, you know that one? I actually like these ones more than that one. The price is a bit but still though, give me a moment and I will tell you all that I can about this thing. Lego tiny plants. And do here. Alrighty. So let's get to the cool info. So this set was made back in the year 2023, around December 1st. Includes 758 pieces, allowing you to build 9 different miniature plants, which is correct. Both, which are of the arid, tropical, and carnivorous species. Some of them that exist, not all of them. Excuse me. As per usual, you will know that I will go over these sets, I will go over the pros, I will go over the cons, and I will go over anything that I can about these sets that is potentially interesting and fascinating regarding what it is. So, first things first, we're going to start off the ones which I'm not particularly too fond of first, because I'd rather save the ones that I like the most for last. And that's going to be the tropical plants. So the first one, actually, hold on, before we begin, I like to point out something that I really like about these things, and that is the fact that each one of these plants comes with their own little brick-built pot, which is really nice. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it up to the camera, I'm going to do that stuff, and I'm going to have that be a thing. But yeah. Also, by the way, for those of you watching, you might notice that I'm probably going to be recording these things differently. Every now and then, some are going to be switching back and forth. If you want me to keep doing it the way, like I have the camera facing me this way, instead of me having it so the screen is facing me, so that way I can actually see the timer and all that whatnot. I'm trying to keep track of stuff like that, and editing is annoying at times. But yeah, if you want me to do certain things, please let me know. It actually helps me out, and plus it makes it easier for you guys in the future if we're watching this stuff. But yeah, where were we? Right, plants. So let me just scoot these aside until we are ready for them. Yeah, some of these I'm going to be keeping in my room for display because these are cool. So we have the lace leaf, jade plant. I did not know that this thing was a plant. I thought it was mostly a rock and a color. And then we have false shamrock, which is interesting. So let's get into it, shall we? So let's see. Lace leaf. Here we have the lace leaf. The lace leaf is a flowering plant native to Colombia and Ecuador. And that is the info that I have available to me for regarding this section right here. I will also be checking the instructions to see. Now I do love this thing because of what parts are used for this. You can see these little horn pieces for part of the petals and all that whatnot, which is really nice. There's this shell piece, which is also used, which is nice. These little flower parts right here, that's in there. But I think what's really nice is if you move this aside. Yeah, your eyes are not deceiving you. That is a ladybug. I actually really like that. That's a really cool thing. Let me see if I could find any tidbits info regarding this thing. You may also know lace leaf or anthurium by one of its many other names, for example, flamingo flower or painter's palette. We love the abundance of alliteration here. I'm going to be honest, that's actually interesting to know. Lace leaves are also susceptible to pests like aphids, spider mites, so having a hungry ladybug in the pot is a good way to keep your plant healthy. So that's why they have the ladybug in there. Cool, noted. The jade plant is an interesting one. Ow! I just clocked my knee on the handle. There's a cabinet underneath me, and I just banged my knee against the handle of it. Ow! It's okay, it's gonna fade. Just gonna smart for a little bit. The jade plant, a large succulent native to South Africa and Mozambique. Oddly sounds kind of like the medication of Ozempic. Whatever. Okay. Have you ever considered learning the art of growing bonsai trees? Jade plants grow fast, are very accommodating, and can easily be trimmed to your liking. Interesting. That is an interesting note to take into account. Okay, so let's get into the details of this one. So this one is a succulent. It is using some kind of illegal building techniques that people have talked about before. And that's how they have these studs being held by these clip pieces. Be careful with that. But a thing that is important to note is the parts that are actually used for this thing. If you noticed, these are flat caps. These are hats that are used for the petals for this thing. And honestly, I think that's really cool. Also, I love how the pots are built for this thing. Note, each one of these sections have a different pot dependent on the size of the thing. So there's the small one, there's the medium, there's a small one, medium one, and then there's the big one. But yeah, so there's that. Then there's this one. This is called the false shamrock, a perennial plant native to Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay, and Peru. Now this one is interesting. So for those of you who are watching this thing, it'll be like, oh, did they just take a bunch of, why'd they just take a bunch of butterflies here? One, this is a cool way to get butterflies if you don't have butterfly pieces before. So there's that. But no, I've actually looked at the instructions for these things. You can Google them yourself. These things actually look like butterflies. At a glance, Oaxalis triangularis can be mistaken for a large group of butterflies. So what better way to capture this plant's iconic look than by using the Lego butterfly in a brand new color? Is there anything else of this thing. Nope, that's it. So yeah, no, these things are, so these plants, they actually look like a bunch of butterflies. So to do that and simulate that, they actually used a bunch of butterfly pieces for this plant. So that's actually really cool. Okay. So I'm gonna scoot this aside to here, and now we're gonna go through, I think. Nope. We're gonna go through to the arid plants. I'm actually gonna do this. So let's see. We're gonna go through these one by one. Excuse me. So for the smallest one, we have the Brighton's Life Forever, a succulent native only to Baja California and Mexico. We have the pincushion cactus, which is native to Mexico and areas in the southwestern United States and Caribbean and South America. And then we have the eastern prickly pear, a cactus native to the large part of the eastern United States and northeastern Mexico. Fascinating. Let's see. Okay. So this one, hopefully I get that right. This colorful succulent was named after Nathaniel Lord Britton, an American botanist who first categorized the Dahlia genus. To capture a nice gradient of spiky leaves, we added a new color for the one by one plate with a tooth. So if you have any Lego animals in your house, you could always give them lovely light lavender teeth. So these little parts right here, hang on, let me get over there. So they actually made new parts for this thing, and they're referring to these pieces right here. But yeah, actually a really pretty succulent here. Or whatever that says. So the next one, where is it? And next, we have the eastern prickly pear. Did you know that the prickly pear fruit is edible, and so are the big green pads? Just be sure to remove the spines before eating. Now, this one I'm actually really happy about because these are printed. These are not stickers. These are printed pieces. And I love not having to worry about stickers. It's always a nice thing to have. Yeah. Let's see. And then the last one here. All right, is the pincushion cactus, which just decided to say, nope, we're gonna just pop off one of these spines things. Several species of pinecone or pincushion cactus grow a lovely crown of flowers in vivid colors. Anything else to this? After being cataloged for the first time in the late 1920s, Mammillaria or whatever was largely unknown until it was rediscovered in 1988 within a specific canyon area in Mexico. Fascinating. Get a good look at this. It's a simple but pretty good design, and I know I say simple knowing damn well that there's some design elements in here underneath the surface of this that are probably going to be annoying for some builders, but to which I say this is still somewhat simple, so leave me alone. Yeah. So we got that one. And now, for my my more favorite section, the carnivorous section. Now, why would I be more excited about and more happy and interested in the carnivorous section? One, because I'm a dad to frogs. Look at hashtag Gorf the Glutton, capital GTG. You see him on my channel. I have an African bullfrog. The idea of me having some like tropical plants would not be far off. And if I could, I would put them in his enclosure. But yeah, anyway. Let's see. So, going down the line, we have the red sundew, which is native to the southeastern United States. We have the yellow pitcher plant, which is native to the southeastern United States as well. And then we have the Venus flytrap, which is native to North Carolina and South Carolina in the United States. That's pretty cool. Now let's get into it, shall we? I'm gonna save the Venus flytrap for last because that's my favorite one. What was this one again? Red sundew. So let me get a good look for you guys here. So this is the red sundew. It's a really pretty one. And you can tell, yes, these are like hairbrush pieces, but it also has these little shoulder pad things that you see on like Lego minifigures, which is a really nice, cool feature as well. So this carnivorous plant, yes, these are carnivorous plants. For those of you who are not aware and educated, yes, there are plants that exist on this planet that are actually carnivorous and they eat things. They will eat bugs and they will lure them in using whatever method that they have at their disposal to go and deal with their prey. And they'll take they'll take the prey that they've captured and they will use it for nutrients to help keep themselves going. It's actually really cool. But yeah, this carnivorous plant uses thousands of tiny hairs, each tipped with a bead of sticky liquid to trap its prey. Once the insect is stuck to the leaves, it will curl inwards around the unsuspecting little bug. So just picture every single one of these little bristles on the brush pieces as covered with like the little sticky like substance or whatever that's used as the bait, so that way they can like capture the prey that they're in, and they'll just curl on like forward, and then they'll just, once they get it, they'll just like drain it. So there's that. There's also another little tidbit of info. Pink epaulets make the leaves of the sundew flower a first in this color. If you happen to have a Lego Captain Redbeard minifigure, you could turn him into Captain Pinkbeard. Could it be? Yes, they are actually little Lego hairbrushes. Yeah. Yeah, these are hairbrushes. So, yeah, there's that. Now then, let's see. The other one that I'm actually really excited about is the pitcher plant. And that's this one. Nothing is more refreshing than a pitcher plant. No, nothing is more refreshing than a pitcher of digestive enzymes. The cups of these plants are filled with digestive juices to break down the unfortunate insects that fall in. Any other info? Interesting elements alert. These pitcher plants use an explorer helmet in a bright spring green for the opening of the pitcher and a lime green broom head for the stalk, which is true. You can see that here. And surprisingly, the leaf that grows above the pitcher cannot move and seal the pitcher. Instead, it prevents rain from entering and diluting the liquid within. So let me get you guys a good look at this thing, because I actually really love how they managed to simulate this. And I will also explain some of this stuff, because yes, I'm a dude who was a kid back in the day. Yes, I'm 25, leave me alone. At the time of this recording.
And when I was a kid, I remember these things because I actually was one of those kids that watched nature documentaries because I found them really interesting. I watched paleontology documentaries, nature documentaries. Nature is cool, okay? Leave me alone. All right, I think I made that clear when I ended up adopting not only an African bullfrog, but an American toad and a cane toad, okay? Back on point. You can see the little parts I were mentioning here. The green broom head, the explorer cap, and then they have like the little leaf thing here. But if you look closely, you'll see this little clear like stud. That's supposed to simulate the liquid of digestive enzymes that are inside the pitcher plant. So the way this thing works is the bugs are lured in by the scent of these pitcher plants. And when they get close, they crawl up the sides of it, and then they get into the bell, right? Or at least I'm going to call it the bell. And the further they go down, the more steep, but also more slippery, the sides of the interior of the bell of the pitcher plant get. So they're lured in by the smell. The smells really good to the bugs. And eventually they get in there, they fall in, and then they can't get out. And then they just are digested slowly and then turned to nutrients for the plant. I actually really like this one, so I'm actually going to keep this out of storage and keep this on display in my room. Probably the same with that one too. Maybe this one. The rest, have fun.
And now for my favorite. I really like this one. It's so simple, but I love it so much. So the Venus flytrap. What little tidbits do they have for this thing?
The Venus flytrap has sensor hairs around its two leaves that trigger its trap. When an insect touches the hairs, it will cause the jaws to close and capture the prey inside. Does this piece used for the jaws of the flytrap remind you of anything? The element was originally designed as frosting for a cake. That is correct. The way that they actually managed to simulate this stuff was using the frosting piece for cakes, which is actually very cool. So let's get a good look at this thing. I'm not shaking it about. Yeah.
Ooh. So you can see it right here, like how the frosting is, and they just took the pieces to cover it up and do the stuff like that. This plant build can do that, like where it does this thing, but it can't really close. It can't close, unfortunately, but it's really cool. Now, I can explain more about how they do the things with like the sensor things. The hairs are on the inside. Granted, they couldn't do that thing, but considering what they were able to accomplish with this build at the size that they did, I really like it all the same. Each one of the hairs on this thing acts like a little trigger, right? So you have a trigger in this trap, and the moment you hit one, a timer starts in this thing. So the moment you hit one of these things, it starts the clock, meaning you have time to get in and get out, right? So there's that. Now, that's if you hit one. If you hit multiple after that one, it immediately springs the trap afterwards, because if one hair gets triggered, it's possible that it could be like, oh, this could be something that's not really worth eating. Don't worry about it too much. But if a second one hits, that's like, okay, yeah, no, we got something. Time to get it. It's time to eat, you know? They will then shut the jaws, and they will keep it shut, and they will just absorb the prey item until it's nothing but a husk. And when it does, it's going to open it up, and it's going to leave the dead body afterwards. Now, depending on what it is that's in there, it'll, like, some things will get out, some things won't. Typically, things don't. But yeah, there's that. I'm going to be honest, I'm actually contemplating getting one of these things, because they're actually really cool. And besides, upon getting a bunch of amphibians, I've noticed there's like been like moths in my room. I don't know what the hell is going on with that, but hey, it's whatever. But yeah, it's a really cool thing, and I absolutely love this. I love the creativity that was used for this set. So let's get these all back into frame, shall we? So, in summary, this is my favorite part of this vid. We have a really cool botanical set that has a bunch of really cool builds and designs. And quite frankly, I love damn near every single one of these things. They're tiny, they're very small, and I imagine how they would be able to, and I'm just thinking about how they would manage to put this together if they were like scale. Because some of these things I know they're not scale, but I'm looking at some of these other ones and I'm taking into account their size, and I'm like, you know what? You could actually take some of these builds and actually put them in like a little diorama, like micro build, whatever, right? Say, oh hey, you had like a Lego Batman thing, and you wanted to give a little garden thing, botanical garden for like poison ivy or something like that, or maybe like a prehistoric diorama or whatever. Like, I think some of these plants would actually be perfectly scaled, which is really cool. Another cool detail about these things. So yeah, there's that. Let's see. Yeah, no, $50 for this thing is a bit much. I would rather go for like 25, maybe 30 at most. But at the same time, this is still a really cool set. I would highly recommend it, mostly because of the fact that these are just really cool builds. Plus, in the lace leaf, remember, you can get some like ladybugs if you want. So that's cool. There's no stickers here. I'm gonna be honest, aside from the price tag, this is like a perfect set, in my opinion. What year was this thing made in again? This was made in 2023. This was 3 years ago, back on December 1st. It's a really cool set. I love it, really. I love it so much. And I'm so happy that I actually have this thing. And I'm happy that I was able to share it with you all. And I'm gonna need to figure out where I'm gonna put these things, because I'm actually thinking about putting them in my room. So that way, some of these things are gonna be going to storage, some of these things are not. But yeah, it is what it is. I'm glad I have it. But yeah, this was Lego Icons Tiny Plant set, set number 10329, $50. The con, I would say, is mostly the price of it. But aside from that, it's really not that big a deal, because the pros of this thing is you get a bunch of really cool plants. They're really beautifully detailed and simple builds, but at the same time, they're clever as well. It's really beautiful to see how clever they were with some of these building techniques. It's just simple parts usage, and it's able to portray really cool detail. I love it a lot. So yeah, we got that. If you want it, yeah, I would honestly recommend getting this thing, because yeah, I like it. I'm gonna keep some of these on display still, even with some of these going into storage. But yeah, so thank you all for watching, if indeed you still are. And make sure to hit the notification bell, hit the like button, so that way I can know if you like this stuff and you want to see more. And if you already like the stuff you see on my channel, hit subscribe. You're already coming back anyway, might as well, plus it's free. And thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. Oh, and one more thing. Make sure you hit a comment, so that way you can tell me which plant you like here is your favorite. Personally, I really like the carnivorous ones. They're really nice. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in the next video. You all have a wonderful time. Okay.
Work, damn you.